after years and years of feeling discontent with my life. And I can say right now, I feel content.
I'm not so obsessed with the next that I can't enjoy the right now.
I think that is like the key to being happy in life.
Did you know Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday? Pumpkin pie, apple pie, frog-eyed salad.
Why is it called that?
Because it has those little like beady noodle things in it.
Ew.
Fine, go for it. Do it. Go for
You're
it.
gonna let me do the intro?
If you're good at it, yeah, go for it.
Welcome to another episode of At Our Place with Megan and Sherelle. My name is Megan.
And I'm Sherelle.
Was that good? Was that a good introduction?
Sure. Yes, we'll keep it.
Yay. So we are wives. We've been married for a little over 2 years. If you don't know us, we play music together and we have 2 Australian shepherds and we like to make a podcast. So now you're all caught up.
Welcome to our place.
And wouldn't you know it, if you're watching the video on Spotify or YouTube, this is actually our place. We're not in some fancy studio. We're not in some professional place. This is our house. So welcome to our actual house.
That feels weird. I don't want them to know where we live.
I don't think you could tell where we live from this video.
Now people are going to try to find out.
Well, if you do, we have 2 very protective dogs. So
Good luck. They were trying to bark at the heater guy today.
yeah.
The rude heater guy who is at the wrong house. Just throwing that out there. Heater guy, if you're listening, why every time you see me, you're rude to me?
That's so awkward. What if he's like an avid listener, but then like didn't recognize?
And I'm calling you out. Be a nicer human.
Yeah, some guy came to our house and he was annoyed that our dogs were barking, which is their job if someone tries to come to our house.
He was trying to come into our front yard and up to the door, and the dogs were like, no.
They were like, nuh-uh. So he was like, ugh. Well, first of all, he started to come in and then we were like, what? Who are you?
Yeah.
And then he said, let me fix your heater. Sherelle said, nuh-uh.
Not in this place.
Our heater is fine. I'm hot regularly. So
Anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well today. I did awesome at work.
I saw that you got a cake that you couldn't have.
Yeah, so I do graphic design at a workplace, and it was somebody's retirement yesterday, and they had a whole thing with a giant cake, and they had leftovers today. I send Sherelle pictures all the time of the snacks that they have in the office. There's always some kind of party, and they have cake or cookies or muffins or chips, and I'm just like, we are doing 75 hard right now, and I can't have any of it.
Mm,
And I'm such a sweet tooth, so that's disappointing.
you really are a sweet tooth.
But I'm proud of myself. But I sent you a picture and I was like, no cake, frowny face. No cake for Megan. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I kind of had a little mini meltdown before this, so now I'm low energy from it.
Sorry, honey.
It's fine. It's just ADHD. I got very overstimulated because for some reason this process of setting everything up took longer and was more, detailed?
We incorporated a lot of new cool things to our podcast.
Which is all fine and good, but I'm just complaining to you guys at this point. But basically there was a lot to do and everything kept changing in a very short amount of time. Just change. So now I was overstimulated and now I'm drained.
Sorry, baby. I like how open you are about it.
It's okay. There's lots of people with ADHD, so.
Well, yeah, I like feel seen right now, probably.
What's funny is I get overstimulated in the house or like in a grocery store. I don't get overstimulated just like walking around. That's what's weird.
That's nice. Why is that weird? Like in a grocery store, there's lots happening all over the place.
Well, I know, but okay, so at my jobs, I never got overstimulated at work.
Okay.
But I always get overstimulated when it's I'm in the mode to relax. Oh, now it's stimulating. It's very weird. Does that make sense? Like
When
in the spaces where I'm expecting to be like mellow and relaxed, I can get overstimulated. In the spaces where I'm expecting this is going to be stressful, I don't get overstimulated.
But don't you expect grocery stores to be overstimulating because you already kind of know that?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I just know home and grocery stores are the two places that stimulate me the most.
Yeah, home is probably because you're like, your walls are down, you're ready to relax, and then if anything like seems stressful, you're like, this is not the place.
Not anything.
What?
Not like the most minimal amount of stress is gonna set me over the edge.
Okay. Why does that make you laugh?
It's like, what? Why you move my phone? Like, I'm not like that.
What did you just say?
I'm not gonna lose my mind if I'm the slightest bit like overstimulated. I'm just saying. Yes.
Okay.
I was expecting to be relaxed at home. It wasn't relaxing at home.
Okay.
That's a little whole tangent. We're off the rails.
What?
We're just gonna roll with it.
This is what the podcast is. It's just us talking about anything and everything.
Okay, well now everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that you have ADHD. We already knew this.
Oh, great.
Well, I appreciate.
Do they know that? Did we ever tell them that? I have it?
Probably. You mention it all the time. I should make a compilation of every time you're like, sorry, ADHD moment when you like went on a tangent.
You know why though? Can I tell you why?
Is this a tangent?
Yeah. It's because it's freeing. So my parents didn't tell me that I had ADHD. So I went through my whole childhood thinking I was just stupid and lazy. And now
gosh.
I know it's kind of dark.
That's a sad story.
Happy ending. I'm not stupid or lazy. Anyway, so now I say, oh, ADHD moment, because I never got the freedom to say it before when I was like struggling with it. So now I can say it.
Well, I believe you when you say you're struggling with things and that you need a moment or you're just gonna push through it. Like I'm glad that you showed up today.
Well, thank you for rolling with it.
It's probably a lot for you to sit down for like an hour and just talk about things.
No, I love doing that. It's just the like, usually I like technical things, but it's like when something is changing every single second over an extended period of time, it gets very overstimulating very quickly. And that's what happened when we were setting up this podcast.
Well, like, for example, we recently got super cool studio lights. Ooh. So we're super well lit up. It's lit. And we were like adjusting every little thing to try to get the lighting right, adjusting our table because it goes all like it's not flat on the ground. So it's all rickety and trying to adjust that and then adjusting the sound. So I get why all of that 1 second after the other would be a lot.
Yeah, but I'm fine now. I've come down, and I think the candles help and the tea helps. And then you letting me just get it off my chest helped, because now my heart rate's like down.
Well, it's good to hear. Welcome to our place, and today we wanted to talk about contentment. That sounds so boring. I just said it just now.
I think we were talking about thankfulness and contentment, right?
Because Thanksgiving is on Thursday.
Wait. Yes.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
All of them.
All of which ones?
I don't know. So if I'm not doing 75 hard, these are my favorite things. Pumpkin pie, apple pie, frog-eyed salad. When I wasn't a vegetarian, it was honeyed ham. I like the cheesy potato casserole. I like the mac and cheese. I like the fluffy, what is that stuff? Or squished potatoes?
Like a marshmallowy thing?
No, squished potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
Oh. Squished potatoes. I'm just imagining like a potato just flat squished with the skin and everything. You're so funny.
I like them squished potatoes. And there's really
I'm gonna call them that from now on.
You should just call it that when we're at your parents' house for Thanksgiving, and then don't explain it.
Oh my
Don't think that
God.
you've gotten it wrong. Just,
I'm
like, roll with
gonna
it.
be eating them and be like, oh my gosh, I love some good squished potatoes.
The thing is, you have such a quirky sense of humor that would just be fitting to come from you.
Yeah, that's true, but it was a collaboration, so
Well, it wasn't a collaboration. It was just me.
I stole it. A stolen joke. Oh no. My favorites are the cheesy potato casserole thing. Oh, so good. All the comfort food. I really like pumpkin pie, even though I'm not going to be having it this year for Thanksgiving, sadly.
That's okay. We'll be there around Christmas and we'll be eating it.
Yeah, if you don't know 75 Hard, just look it up. And we are like exactly halfway through the 75 days, so I'm pretty proud of us.
Let's give up.
No.
I give up.
Pat on the
We're
back.
going home. Name that movie. We
Wait.
give up. We're going home.
Wait, not 21 Dalmatians.
That's a different movie. Something sad happened.
Wait, 101 Dalmatians.
Yes.
What is 21?
Jump Street.
A mashup of 21 Jump Street and
That is
101
a movie
Dalmatians.
I do not want to see.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. So, I don't even know what I was
You know
talking
what
about.
dish I don't like?
What?
Because I've never understood it.
Dish about it.
No. It's that weird cranberry jelly stuff.
It's like the thing you plop out of a can that looks
Yeah.
like a can, but then you cut it up.
I've had it one time where it was kind of good. Like there was different fruit in it.
I don't know.
But
what
I
it
just
is.
don't understand why.
Cranberry sauce or something?
It's not even sauce. It's just this weird jello.
Jello, cranberry jello.
It's like canned cranberry. It's gross. It looks weird.
Canberry.
Except for it's there every Thanksgiving, and I don't know if it's just, I don't know. I don't know
what it
if
is
all
either.
cultures do that, but my white family did it, and I have never understood that little jiggly dish.
You know what I don't like? No offense to your family. It's just a personal
You're about
taste.
to offend everybody. In
It's
my
just a
family.
personal
They're coming
taste.
for you.
I don't like the marshmallowy, gooey sweets.
Frog-eyed salad. What's wrong with you?
Why is it called that?
Because it has those little like beady noodle things in it.
Ew.
The way I describe it does not sound good.
You did not make it sound appealing.
It's got like coconut, and it's got these
Ooh.
little
I like coconut.
little tiny marshmallows in it, and it's got these.
But it's like, it says it's
like
salad, so why
textured.
are there marshmallows?
Because you can have a salad if you just throw. It's not like a healthy salad. It's like an
Dessert
assortment of, things in a dish. It's a salad.
I love it.
Anyway, you don't like frog-eyed salad?
No, I don't think so. I might have had it once, but it just is like overly sugary, I think.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, it's too sugary, but like tasting it, it just feels too
I
sugary.
enjoy it a lot.
Aw. Well, welcome to our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys have a nice time with your family or your close chosen family. And yeah, so contentment and thankfulness. I'm pretty content with my life, so not much else to say past
And
that.
that's all she wrote. Thanks for coming over. Podcast over.
And what if we actually did that? Wait, should we do that?
No.
It's like a 10-minute long episode.
That's so rude. Well, I'm content with my life, so peace out.
We're content with how this episode turned out, and
Oh my god. No. No.
no, but truly, like I'm content with my life. I need no more. How do you feel about the word content?
How do you feel about the word content?
I just said how
No, you said I'm content about my life, but you
Okay.
didn't tell me how you felt about the word.
content means to me. What?
Tell us, Megan, what does contentment mean to you?
Why are you making fun of me? before I
Because
even-
it's so easy. You're like making up these questions off the top of your head, and they're
we
funny.
have to talk about
No,
stuff.
I know, but you're not letting me answer them, and then you pivot to a different one. You could have said, "Hey, Tra, are you content with your life?"
This is okay. You're critiquing my podcasting conversational skills
You should be fine with it because you're content.
as we are talking. Okay, from here on out, y'all, Sherelle, you're welcome to butt in anytime you want to add something.
Okay.
If I say, oh, I'm content, you'd be like, you know what? Let me talk about myself.
Okay. Megan, since you want to answer it, what does contentment mean to you?
No. Are you content, Sherelle?
In life?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I have ambitions.
Oh.
There's a lot of things I want. There's a lot of things that I'm working towards, whether it's music or career-wise or relationally in our community or like physically and mentally. There's a lot of things that I am driving at right now. So I guess, yes, I am content, but yes, I am ambitious.
So then I'll say to that, what does contentment mean to you? Like, what does it mean to feel content?
You will never be satisfied.
You'll never be satisfied.
I feel like that was a self-fulfilling prophecy in that play, just saying.
Wait.
Well, they kept saying he will never be satisfied, and then he cheated on her. Spoiler alert.
Okay, that's in Hamilton. So, okay, side note.
What?
It's based on history, right?
Yes.
And they're singing You'll Never Be Satisfied to foreshadow, because it's a play, that he's not satisfied. But in real life, when this was happening, it wasn't just like, oh, you're not satisfied. And then it was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm the guy that's not satisfied.
I'm just saying they manifested it. They spoke it into existence.
No, he should be held accountable for choosing.
It's Angelica's fault because she kept shouting in his face, you'll never be satisfied. It's Angelica's fault.
Her expressing her.
And she wrote him love letters, so it's doubly her fault.
Oh, wait. Oh, the sister.
Yeah, Angelica. She
woman
had a whole emotional affair with Alexander Hamilton.
So a woman, for observing a character flaw in a man, it's her fault.
She didn't. It's not that she observed the character flaw. It's that she literally told him, you'll never be satisfied with Eliza, and I'll never be satisfied with you with Eliza.
That was foreshadowing, and it was just observing.
It's really good writing. Good job, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, you'll never be satisfied. It's not like you'll never be content, because I feel like Hamilton was not content with his life.
Yeah, but also, like, aren't we glad that he wasn't, because he founded...
I would have liked for him to have a good marriage and to not have all these side chicks and possibly man, right? Wasn't he kind of queer a little bit?
Lawrence.
He was like, in that song, I like your pants or something.
Well, if you're basing it off the musical, but the musical is based off of historical fact.
That's what I'm saying.
Did, in fact, find love letters. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I would have liked him to be content, because then he would have been with his gal and he would have been happy. And you can be, content.
Our government would not be the same if he wasn't as driven as he is.
That's the thing is, I'm very driven. You know this. I'm crazy driven so much all the time, but I feel content with my life when I'm actively taking small steps every day and every week to fulfill my goals, and when I know where I'm going. So like, if I know where I'm going, I feel content in the moment, and that's after years and years of feeling discontent with my life, and I can say right now I feel content.
I feel like Alexander Hamilton is a great lead into all of this. Just saying.
Okay, let's dig in. You can use it as a reference.
Okay, so for me, so I'm like 31. So I've been doing music for like 11, 12 years, like professionally.
For people that don't know what that means, doing music, what does that look like?
I gig. I get paid to play music in places.
What? You get paid?
I do private events. I do public events. I do all kinds of events.
Stop talking like that.
No, but for like over a decade, I've been paid to play music places. So I sing, I'm a songwriter, I play guitar, I play a lot of instruments. And for over a decade, I've been doing that gig life, which is a whole hustle. And I don't think it ever stops.
It's a
So
Yep.
I've been learning for like the last decade how to simultaneously be driven and embrace that drive, because you cannot survive in the gig world without some type of drive. You will get nowhere. But also be pulled back and really content with what my daily life looks like. So as far as like our life goes, like I'm very happy with where our marriage is. I'm very happy with our home and the place that we live in. I'm not like, oh my gosh, we got to buy these new things. We got to do new, I'm not there. Like we have our goals, like we want to buy a house one day. We want to become parents one day, but we're not, at least for me, like I'm not so obsessed with the next that I can't enjoy the right now. And that to me is what contentment is.
I love that. It sounds you're like smiling like you just got an A+ on a project.
Anytime you say I love that or I like that, then I'm like,
you're like
doing it right.
You're doing it right. Oh, I like that. I like it a lot. I think I read somewhere in a book, possibly the book I'm reading, which I'm not even going to say the name because it's a little too Christian for me.
That's a good call. Don't say the name.
Yeah, but it's about leadership, but definitely in a more Christian way. But I find little nuggets in it, and one of the things was similar to what you were saying, like the people that really feel content along the journey go farther than the people that are solely focused on the goal. Something like that. I'm like, that makes sense. Because if you're content in what you do, which to me just means like you feel at peace. I think those are the two words I would tie together. Then you'll go farther. That makes sense to me. Like there's a little bit of magic in feeling at peace with what you're doing. I felt discontent before if I knew what I wanted to do with my life, but I wasn't doing active things towards it. Like if I knew I wanted to be healthy, but I wasn't working out, I'd feel discontent. If I knew I wanted to be a super successful like YouTuber with you and we weren't doing creative things, then I would feel discontent in that area. Like, so I think that's kind of the equation for me.
Yeah. And it's like, if you're content, then you can be satisfied with where you're at while pushing towards the future at the same time.
Yeah. Like if you know you're trying your best at everything that you're doing and you know where you're going, I don't see a reason not to be content. How do you feel about it in terms of being thankful, content, all of that stuff for physical things and money? Because you were talking about appearances and all of that stuff today, and you said you're thinking about that.
So I've been reading this book called Quit Acting Rich.
Whoa, shots fired.
Just saying. So it's by the dude who wrote Every Day, or he wrote Millionaire Next Door. And so the book was written like 25-ish years ago, I want to say, like a long time ago, but everything still applies, probably even more so now because culture's just gotten even worse when it comes to consumerism. But there, in the book, he's talking about just how everybody is wanting to buy things that they can't afford to impress people that they don't really like. And I look around, even when we were at the wedding, like there were lots of people that we were talking to, catching up with them, and they're like, oh yeah, looking at buying a new car, but gotta get these payments and everything's too expensive. And it just, I don't know, it's like everyone's breathing an air where nobody's satisfied with what they have, and it's really frustrating and sad to see, because like we drive cars that are like 13, 14 years old, and they work, like they're not lovely, but what I mean? Like
you've been like through that book, Millionaire, was it Millionaire Next Door?
No, it's called Stop Acting Rich.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the different book. Stop Acting Rich. Well, you've been telling me little tidbits from that book about how, perceived wealthy people versus actual wealthy people, and the perceived wealthy people drive like Mercedes and stuff like that, but actual wealthy people, they eat at the local really good Mexican restaurant. They eat or they drive Toyotas and Hondas. Like, they live a very different lifestyle, most of them, from what we would perceive to be actual wealthy people. And so they don't get treated like, oh, you're the rich people. They get treated like you're normal, and then it's like you're secretly wealthy.
Yeah, or they're not even secretly wealthy, but it's like, basically, actually wealthy people don't care what you think about them. Some do. There's a very tiny percentage, I think it's about 2%, that are like the Mercedes millionaires. That are like, they'll have a private chef, and they'll drive like a more luxury vehicle, and it's very important to them that you know that they're wealthy. But that's like literally like less than 5% of actual millionaires and decamillionaires out there.
Oh.
Most of them you wouldn't know because they're driving cars that look very similar to ours.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Mm-hmm. And they're living where they want to live, and they're doing exactly what they want to do because they didn't get wealthy by being discontent and trying to keep up with anybody.
Yeah, you know what? That ties into what we were talking about, because like real wealthy people that you've been learning about in that book, they are genuinely content with everything that they have. I think that is like the key to financial success. It's the key to just being happy in life. Is I do think there's an element of choice in being content, you know?
I think it's 100% choice.
Like, you can choose to drive a fancy car, you can choose to drive a boring car that's really reliable, that is not that expensive, and you can choose to be happy with that choice, you know?
Yeah, but like I think that you can be content with, even when you have extreme measures of wealth and you want to show it off, like you can still be content. It's just, yeah, I just genuinely think it's being happy with where your life is right now, being peaceful with where your life is right now, and still being driven for the future, because nobody, unless they inherited their wealth, nobody became wealthy without a level of ambition, you know?
Yeah. I love how you get so focused on learning about something, and then you're just like totally smart about it. Like, here you are talking about millionaires and decamillionaires and what their lives look like.
That's because I'm going to be one. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is the goal.
I think in the past, when I first met you, if you said that, I would have been like, what are you even talking about?
No,
but
I plan on being a millionaire in my 30s.
I've been with you for more than 4 years, and I'm like, you know what? I have total faith now. You know, let's manifest it.
What's funny is people will hear that and they'll say, well, you're definitely not content if you think that you need to be a millionaire in your 30s. But for me, I'm like, in order for us to do the things that we want to do with our life and build the future that we want to have for our family, our future family, we need to build wealth. So yeah, it's that I'm happy with where we are now, and I'm also happy with where we're going.
Yes, content with the vision of the future. I like that. I think you can be content and want things and desire things.
Yeah. Did you know Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday?
No. Wait. Yes. Yes, because of all the food.
It's because of the food, but it's also because Christmas, everybody's focused on what they're getting. Like, what's under the tree, what am I getting this year, blah, blah, blah. And you're focused on like, well, I have to go get so-and-so all these presents. And in my family, like, you're obligated to spend a certain amount of money, like, for the Christmas gift exchange.
Yeah. So
I kind of hate that. Like, quite honestly, I kind of don't want our kids to know what Christmas presents are.
Oh,
I'm down to give them gifts. I'm just like, let's just give them gifts randomly throughout the year, instead of making an entire day that we're all gathered together just about getting gifts.
And the reason that you love Thanksgiving?
Because it's just about being together. That's it. It's just about gathering and enjoying each other's company. And that's what I wish Christmas was about. Just saying.
Well, you guys are lucky that on the podcast you have a pro-Christmas gal too, because I'm pretty sure I've got a lot of people that think the way I do, which is like, I can't wait for Christmas.
Yeah, but why can't you wait for Christmas?
I love presents.
See?
Okay, I love giving presents. I love buying things for people. I love making things for people.
I don't love buying things for people, quite honestly.
I love
for Christmas. I like getting them random things throughout the year.
Yes. I love finding the exact perfect thing to give somebody, because then I'm just like sitting with my little hands together looking at them as they're opening their present, and then I have that nod that yes, I knew that would be the perfect gift for you when they open it. And,
yeah.
It's just a little pride of mine.
I think because you're a really good gift giver. I think I'm just not that good of a gift giver. So
I just find joy in it too, which is why I'm good at it.
okay, but like here's how the holidays roll out for me. Like I don't think about Christmas until November. And then that's when everybody's shoving Christmas in your face because they want you to go Black Friday shopping the day after Thanksgiving. You will never see any Thanksgiving decorations in the store. You will just see Black Friday advertisements and Christmas. So for me, I'm not thinking about Christmas until November. And then through whatever lack of planning I have, I'm like, cool, I have like 2 weeks to get everybody their gifts.
I try to reserve my mental space in November for Thanksgiving, and then once that's done, then I allow myself to like be excited about all the decorations in the stores. Is that weird? Like,
I don't know, but what I was saying was, so for me, like I think that's why I don't really love gift giving at Christmas time, because it's like shoved into a very short amount of time where I have to like hustle to go find everybody their gifts, and then I have to go into overstimulation in the stores, and there's Christmas everywhere, and gifts, and make sure you get this deal and blah 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 blah. And so for me it's just stressful. But if I were to like look at people, like get people's stuff like in March,
okay, like a less intense experience.
Yeah, and that's on me. Like I should be picking out people's stuff like way earlier. So
I don't know if it's like a should thing.
I'm shutting myself because I know this every year. I'll go Christmas shopping in April.
Aw. Well, I don't blame you. Christmas is probably an overwhelming time for a lot of people. So I go crazy. I get really obsessive. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can get this thing for 20% off, and it's the exact thing that person asked for, or it's something different, but I know they would like it better, and blah, blah, blah. So that's how I work.
I love that you love Christmas.
Yeah. It's kind of like a team effort. Like you and I work together and we get people really good stuff. So
you do.
I love Christmas. That's all. I don't remember what we were saying. Oh yeah. Contentment.
She needs to work on that.
I need to work on it. No, I like things, but I'm also content. So I don't really know how the balance of that works out, but
I don't think that when you're a person of contentment, you're supposed to shrivel up and not have any desires.
I think sometimes for me, you can tell me how you feel, but sometimes I have like a rush of, I really, really want this, like a car or a certain thing that we want together. Like I have a rush of excitement about it, especially if we're like in a store and we see something or I see something, and then I have to kind of calm myself down and be like, do I need this, or can I choose to be content instead? Or should I choose to be content instead?
Can I tell you something nerdy?
Of course.
That I found out about money, which speaks on contentment. So millennials and Gen Zers, there's a large portion of us that are behind on our car payments.
Whoa.
And the reason that's fascinating to me is because during COVID, so during 2020, I think everybody got used to getting free money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did get a few stimulus checks.
Yeah, so I think everybody got used to getting like money, and then everybody got used to their like debt payments being put on pause for like a year. Oh. So everybody had like margin in their budgets.
You're talking about student loans, because for us, our credit card payments did not stop.
No, our credit cards didn't, but like student loans and rent, I think for a lot of people, like they couldn't get kicked out if they were behind.
I guess so.
So, or mortgage or something like that. But for a lot of people, like their payment, like they weren't stressed about their payments, and then they were getting money. So then they said, oh, I can afford this thing and I want this thing and I deserve to have this thing. So I'm going to do it. And then they buy it. And then now, a couple years later, everything is back to normal. And all of those people don't actually have margin. And I was thinking about that today. And I was like, if we just learned how to be happy with what we have and how to say no just means not yet, usually, you know? Like if we just learned how to say not right now to the things that we feel like we deserve immediately and we immediately want and we need and whatever, like we're setting ourselves up for success later. So it was just making me think of contentment today, where I was like, there's just a lack of contentment going on that is forcing people to scratch the itch immediately. There's and then it sets them up for failure later. Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. For me personally, I think my theory would be that just over time, our generation just feels like we need the nicer things. Like we almost need to catch up to our parents' generation and get the type of car that they have and get a house and stuff like that. Like for some reason, at least for me, I could identify with just over the past few years, more and more of that, like wanting to catch up to the generation ahead of us, because we want all the things that our parents have and more. So we want to catch up to that, and we want more, and we want to have a career and set ourselves up for even more success.
Yeah. And there's this level of frustration that I feel as a millennial when I'm like, parents bought this house for $400,000 and now this house is worth $1.4 million. Like there's a level of frustration that I feel with that, because it's like now they're millionaires and they didn't do, this isn't specific, but like there's so many the generations ahead of us that are millionaires and wealthy, not of their own doing, but luck, basically. So there's a level of like frustration I could feel because of that truth, but then that's going to steal all of my joy and contentment in today. And instead, I just want to say, okay, yeah, that was then. This is what I need to do now, you know?
That's true. I can totally get focused on being upset at things, you know, like things aren't fair now because this or that, or things are harder for us now, etc. But if you flip it the other way, it's like, I'm so lucky that I was born in America, so why am I even complaining about anything? So it's like you can have a paradigm of in really any perspective, so you kind of just have to choose one. Yeah,
there's always something to be thankful for. Like you always have it better than somebody, probably a lot of somebody's.
Yeah.
So we have it better than the next generation in a lot of ways. So
yeah, like we're married.
Yeah.
I saw our pastor and his husband, love them. He has an amazing affirming church, and I saw them post happy anniversary, X amount of years unofficially, and then, or X amount of years as partners, and then X amount of years officially married. And I was like, wow, like they lived through it, you know?
Yeah.
So I am fully thankful for that.
Yeah, that we get to live in California when there's a lot of states trying to strip a lot of people of their rights.
Yeah,
you know?
I was born in California. You weren't born in California, but I was. So I kind of was born into one of the best places to be able to explore your identity and be accepted, even though it has its issues. But
yeah, I just think that our generation right now, I know that there's a lot to be frustrated about with like rising interest rates and rising rent and
our rent
state of the world and the government right now. Like I get it, there's a lot of stuff to be frustrated about. And then as humans, there's drama in our families, there's pain in our life, there's frustrations at work. There's a lot of stuff to be frustrated about, and it's good to acknowledge that. Like we're right there with you. We've got all of those things too. However, I think that we could use an extra dose of thankfulness because it could be a lot worse than it is right now. You know?
Yeah.
Like your life, you're breathing. You are doing better than somebody.
Yeah. And I was thinking about this the other day. We, on a lot of mental wavelengths, are on a really advanced level compared to where people were when they were our age, because we have the wisdom and the life experience of everybody older than us. So we get all of that wisdom and we can, I don't know, use that to our advantage, even though, like you were saying about how people bought houses at a certain price and now they're millionaires because their house is worth a certain amount. Like, they can have that. We have a lot of knowledge and life experience from them that they didn't have their own knowledge when they were our age. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like hopefully they're passing it on, and also hopefully we're learning from their mistakes. While also the other side of that is we are the generation that grew up with technology. Yeah,
like we have so many pros and cons so many pros about our generation too.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like we are sharing information like crazy, so we get to learn from the previous generations and also connect with the upcoming, like we're all connected, so I feel like we get the best of both worlds, you know.
Yeah I love that. Well, I think we're gonna leave it at that. That was a really good discussion.
Yeah, go enjoy your family.
Yeah, go enjoy.
Kiss your dogs, hug your parents if they're cool. Yeah,
and if whatever boundaries you have this holiday season, we love you and support you.
Yeah.
What?
We've got some of those too. So
yeah, but I'm excited to see the people we're gonna see, and sending love to you guys and all of our friends, and I hope you have amazing pumpkin pie and everything else that we
eat it for us.
We are choosing to be content not eating, so
at least I am. I'm there yet.
I'm there.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, well, thank you as always for listening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit that 5 stars on Spotify.
I'm making fun of Megan with my facial expressions right now.
And give us a review on, I keep saying iTunes, Apple Podcasts. In what year did iTunes change?
Maybe I don't know. That's a Bay Area tech question.
I'm just saying, I feel like I'm quite behind the times.
Well, you got an iPhone this year.
You're right, I did. Anyway, we check our podcast and we talk about it when you leave a review, and we're all giddy about it. So make us look ridiculous and send us a little message. That's all I'm saying. And then I'll be content. No, I'm content already. Cool.
All right, get out of our place. Go hang out with your family. Love you guys.
We'll see you next week at our place.
See ya.
Bye.